I don't think she's the right person for Chidi. But I'm sorry, Chidi needs love. I wouldn't deny him that. So I would rather let him go and experience it.
Girl, don't let him go. Don't let him go. If this were anybody else, I would say, okay, let him go, but not Chidi. Not to Renee. It's looking like what she's offering is not the love he needs.
When whatever comes, I will support him. I will still be for him.
Chidi's sister Victoria in shock and in tears as she tries to wrap her head around the fact that Chidi still wants to be with Renee.
That's my utmost desire.
Even after her explosive fight with his family. But there is a voice of reason who comes in to talk some sense into Chidi.
Bro, let me explain to you. When you know you love her, you just let her go. Sometimes you just let certain people go because that's the best for the both of you.
Meanwhile, it's looking like Renee still doesn't get it.
He reached out and said he wanted to see me tomorrow.
So this is the one that I bought that has lace. It's very silky, it's real soft. And I bought that obviously with Chidi in mind.
I'll explain. Let's talk about it. Hey 90 Day Fans fam, it's Melicia. Renee and Chidi are back in the headlines this week, but before we get into them, a few quick updates. Tigerlily is back in the States and Adnan is still trying to control her all the way from Jordan. He's now upset that her chiropractor is a man.
It's not just like not shaking someone's hand or not wearing, some revealing top. This is like my health.
Did you tell him that?
Well, the next morning, I was upset still. So I didn't take his calls. And then it literally sent him to the hospital.
Y'all, his jealousy sent him to the hospital.
What do you mean sent him to the hospital?
When I finally talked to him, he was having breathing problems and dizziness.
Poor baby done had a panic attack. I had my doubts that Tigerlily truly is Adnan's first relationship, but based on this news, she might be. That is some first love type behavior. He didn't know what to do with himself. Also,
look, I'm sorry for not communicating with you. I should have been clear. I should have said, what date do you have in mind?
surprise, surprise. Matilda forgives Niles for telling her at the last minute that he doesn't want to get married during this trip, and he prefers to wait until he comes back to visit her.
I think you have just seen a first-hand example of masking, you know that? Where just to keep you happy, I didn't tell you everything that I need to tell you. I hinted at it. I might have said, hold off on it. Don't do anything until I got here. But that is not, I will not marry you on this trip. And would that have been something that you would have liked if I had just said that outright? Mm-hmm. Would you have been okay with me telling you outright that I can't get married on this trip?
Yes, I will be okay.
Now, Matilda, I don't know about that. Well, a huge factor that played a role in Matilda forgiving Niles for holding back the truth is that he agreed to do the knocking ceremony during this trip, which is where he asked her family for permission to marry her and presents them with gifts and/or money. Now, I'm assuming what made her feel better is that with the knocking ceremony, her friends and family will see that Niles does have the intention of marrying her, which should save her some embarrassment. But let's be real, money and gifts have also been known to turn a frown upside down real quick.
You understand me, okay?
Okay.
I will wait till you get ready, okay?
Okay, Matilda.
I'm very hurt. He is putting me in this situation, but at the same time, I love this man. And I'm starting to understand sometimes it's difficult for him to communicate because of his autism. And it makes things very complicated, more than I thought.
I love that she's gathering that understanding. Matilda goes on to share that because they are breaking tradition,
in Ghanaian culture, the bride always gets married very soon after the knocking ceremony.
She's concerned her family won't accept Niles. It's looking like next week, we'll find out.
We would like to know your mission to our premises.
If they deny my proposal to postpone the wedding, her family could very possibly not allow me to marry her at all. I really don't know where to go from there. Lord have mercy.
When Niles gets back to America, he's probably going to take the biggest deep breath of his life. Talk about pressure. He's had to do a lot of intimidating things back to back on this trip. I can only imagine how that is for someone who gets overstimulated easily. I'm actually chatting with Niles very soon. If you have any questions for him, drop them in the comments and I'll get to as many as I can during our chat. By the way, Matilda has a beautiful family. And on the topic of family, my goodness. Chidi has been blessed with such a solid support system, which to me says a lot about who he is.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I don't know.
Good morning.
She? Are you okay?
Yes.
At the top of the episode, it's the day after Renee left Chidi, and his sister tries to get a gist of where his head is at. To her surprise, he says this.
I don't think it's even I don't think it's a matter of if I want her back, because that's my utmost desire.
For her to come back?
Yes.
Same, sis. Same. It's kind of giving codependency at this point. After 5 years, it seems as if he's just used to her and doesn't want to let her go. Plus, he admits he feels responsible for Renee's emotions, as if he's trying to save her or something.
Why would you want to pull yourself through this? What actually? Because I'm not sure I'm getting it.
Well, my feelings towards her is not just a feeling of affection, but also a feeling of compassion. You know, when I first met Renee, she told me about her previous relationship, that we are toxic, that she was mistreated, that nobody has ever respected nor loved her nor cared about her. So when she told me, I promised her that I will always
Be there for her.
Yes, be there for her. Because I lost my sight, I know how it feels. I know what the love of others and compassion of others, how far it can lift one's soul.
Yeah, but you and Renee are two different types of people, Chidi, with different values. While his intentions are sweet and thoughtful, I've personally had to learn in romantic relationships that sacrificing your needs and true desires in hopes that someone will change because of the love you give is not the way to go. It's just not. In my opinion, if Chidi were to prioritize Renee's needs over his own, it puts his well-being at risk. Just listen to how Renee described to the cameras their fallout.
He let his ways and his false faith come between, and that's where we're sitting.
False faith? Wow. Regardless of what she believes in, the way she said that raises all the red flags. Danger, danger.
You know, a man that is in love, you forget many things. My concern is how easily you could forget the pains you've been through. There is this war mentality that she has.
Yeah.
Is you and me are a team against her. So she doesn't believe in this harmony.
Right. It's like if she could, she would take Chidi on an alien spaceship so she can just have him all to herself.
I know for a fact that aliens exist.
Are you willing to give up your family? That's what you really have to talk about with her if you really want to go ahead with the relationship.
Victoria doesn't get emotional in front of Chidi, but when she steps outside, she can't help but break down in tears.
I don't think she's the right person for Chidi. chocolate. I'm sorry, If you don't want me to get in your way, of course I don't want to get in your way, I will step aside because I've seen how important she is to you. And I want you to get married. I want you to have a family. I don't know if you understand me.
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Okay, I'm not asking you to choose me over her. Never.
Wow, that says a lot. Because I have a feeling that Renee would not respond in the same way when it comes to not making Chidi choose between her and his family.
Chidi needs love. I wouldn't deny him that. So I would rather let him go and experience it, even though it's very hard thing for me to do. When whatever comes, I will support him. I will still be for him, but I won't stand in the way. I'm sorry.
Girl, no need to apologize. That's tough.
I haven't seen Renee since she left my sister's house 3 days ago, but I am indeed struggling on how to move forward.
Fast forward, Chidi meets up with his best friend, Christian, who he met at the school for the blind.
He's partially sighted, and he helped me a lot when we newly met. So I always appreciate his candid opinions and advice to me.
Speaking of candid opinions, Christian is thinking the same thing a lot of us are thinking.
I can't actually say why he loves Renee. She says certain things that are very strange. Like sometimes she talks about demons. She says scary things.
Why does Chidi love Renee? And that's not to say she's not lovable. Of course, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I would love to see more moments that make it make sense. Chidi shares with Christian the back and forth that went down between Renee and his sister. And Christian goes on to ask the golden question. Do you really think you can deal with Renee's temperament?
Like, you know me, how cool and calm I am. But knowing how she yells and shouts and easily get angry, and considering my condition, I like being blind, not being able to see, having someone always yelling on your head, shouting. It's something that is unending and something that is part of her. Honestly, I don't think I can put up with that.
At this point, Chidi is confused about the next best step. But his bestie makes it clear.
Bro, let me explain to you.
Wow, I love how Christian grabbed Chidi's hands. He has such good people around him. Well, based off of what we see.
When you know you love her, you just let her go. Sometimes you just let certain people go because that's the best for the both of you. You understand?
Yeah. Ending a long-term relationship is no joke. Unless you've had the many breakups along the way and then there's that final one. That process can make it a little easier.
It is hard to consider that we might not end up together after 5 years.
But Chidi is being nudged to do something many don't have the courage to do. Is walk away from someone you still love before things get worse. Before you're basically forced to.
But if our relationship is irreparable, we cannot continue. It's not going to work out between us.
Talk to her. Let her understand that she has to move on for the both of you is good. Especially you.
Christian is like, yeah, let's get this train rolling. The episode ends with Renee doing the unthinkable.
How do you like my outfit that I bought earlier?
After 3 days, Renee finally hears from Chidi. He tells her he wants to see her tomorrow. So you know how it is. She all of a sudden gets all this energy and she chooses to go shopping. And out of all things, she buys lingerie.
It's very silky, it's real soft. And I bought that obviously with Chidi in mind, thinking that if he touched it, he would love it.
She is still trying to seduce this man. This is how their argument started in the first place. Renee wanted him to stay in a hotel with her to get some privacy from his sister, but he essentially told her no because he's celibate and he doesn't want to put himself in a tempting situation. And the first thing she does when he calls is go buy lingerie? Yeah. She's still not getting it.
I'm feeling hopeful because I know Chidi. He loves me and he cares for me, and he would never let me walk away.
Not the butt shot. Another one? Well, based on the teaser for next week, it looks like Renee is about to be really disappointed.
We've been through the same thing over and over. No. I see you're sucking your sister's tits. Are you sharing the milk or what?
What? She just says anything that comes to her head. And I believe Renee pushes love away. You know what? If you want people to love you, to respect you, you should learn how to respect others. With this kind of attitude, there is no way your relationship is going to be healthy. It is sad.
He is definitely crossing the line.
You better learn to chill because you're messing with the wrong freaking person.
She's saying it as a threat, but in this case, Chidi should take it literal.
You're messing with the wrong freaking person.
Yeah, she's literally the wrong person for you. Talking to him like that drives home the point even more. She don't wanna be saved. Whew, this show will put your pleasant qualities in the spotlight and the areas where you need growth, to say the least. Hopefully Renee and Chidi have taken some lessons away from this experience. All right, 90 Day Fans fam, thanks for hanging with me. Make sure you stick with ET because we are covering it all. I will see you next time.